What a week it's been, man. This is one of those deals where I had to perform in order to have a shot at making a championship, and we did that, man. We're sitting in 9th place with the top 10 today. We opening with Jody.
What's that?
You want to be on my video, man?
Sure.
All right, hell yeah.
What do I do?
You just stand there and look
pretty.
cute. Yeah, man, that's it. Hell yeah. That's it right there. All right, y'all. Hey, it's championship day. Check it out. So on championship day, the officials, the boat officials, they utilize the ones that have been doing this for a long time. And I got top tier official today, my man Jody. Good dude right here. Don't call no penalties on me now, Jody.
That's all up to you, Mark.
That's up to me.
That's up to you.
Dang, man. All right, so look, we got a lot of work cut out for us today. We need to catch a really big bag to give ourselves a shot at this thing. But I feel great about it, man. We made the top 10. I got Jody and I got Chad, the camera guy. I don't know where Chad's at, but I love Chad too. Y'all seen Chad yesterday. Great dude. And we're just gonna have a good time, man. That's what today's all about, having fun and catching big bass. When you put the two together, that's what's gonna happen, Jody.
Gonna win.
Gonna win. There it is. Y'all heard the man.
Sure thing. Hell yeah, man. Hey, good. Great job, I think, man.
You slid up in there, man.
Yeah. Awesome.
Still worked out. Yeah, it did, dude. Couldn't work out no better, honestly. Congratulations, man, on everything, dude. It's been awesome. You recording, Colin? I just really want to say, for my viewers, for you to see, just in the whole world, bro, I just want to tell you thank you, man, for everything you've done, dude, for the sport, for me. I just remember being at home watching you when I ain't gonna say young, you ain't that old, bro, but you know what I mean? It's just so inspiring, and for you to be who you are, and yet you're so humble. You guys don't know this, because y'all always see Kevin, he holding up trophies. But really, Kevin's just a cool cat like everybody else, man. And I just want to tell you thanks, man. It means a lot to me.
I appreciate it, man.
Right on, man.
You the man. It's been a lot of fun.
For sure.
We'll see. You'll still see me around, man.
Oh,
you got to deal with me for
we
Redcrest
ain't
next year.
getting rid of you like that, bro. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's been great. I just want to tell you thanks, man, really quick. Take it easy on us today, which I know you won't. Hey, hopefully, Kevin wins this tournament on his last final event of the season ever. His final event, period. It's going to be sick, man. A Cinderella story to the max. And so that's really likely to happen today. I'll be over there fishing for largemouth listening, and he'll be reeling in them big browns.
Good luck, buddy.
Right on, you too. Let's go. All right, folks, we did made it to Championship Sunday, man. What a feeling it has been. What a week it's been. What a tournament. What a season. Crazy season. And it all boils down to this right here. Final event of the year, Saginaw Bay. We made day 4, Championship Sunday. We got a lot of work to do. We got to catch a big bag to move up from 9th place, which is where we're sitting, have a shot at winning this thing. You just never know in these bass fishing tournaments. That's what's so cool. So let's get the day started. Let me break you guys down today how it went down out there on Saginaw Bay, day 4. Of course, the trailer and policy is in effect again. Every day I had been launching at an area called Pine River, a little small launch ramp right there in this small river. Dumps you right out onto the main bay there. And I'm running about 5-6 miles from there. So get off, take off in the morning. Immediately I notice as I get off and I'm taking out, it's windy out there. And when it gets windy on Saginaw Bay, you know it in a hurry. So I turn that first corner and it's boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, this ain't looking good because the wind's coming out of the east. I'm on the west side of the lake. It's blowing directly into where I want to fish. And so I'm like, I don't know about this. So I get to my area and I got about 20 minutes before line's in. So the problem with the wind is when you're flipping, like how I've been catching them, and really swim jigging too, you have to have the wind directly to your back so you can flip and make these casts in these specific lanes, if you will, in order to work the bait. If you try to throw across, that wind grabs your line, puts a big old C in your line, and you cannot work that bait. And so I knew I was gonna have to set up on this in a particular way to even think about getting a bite. And so I get in there, I power pull down, I rig up a few rods, and now we got lines in, and I start flipping these toolies and picking it apart like I had been every single day in this same little small zone that's just been reloading like crazy. It's been wild. And I'm flipping and I'm flipping, and I'm not really getting any bites. And I'm like, uh-oh. In my mind, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just inching up, utilizing my power poles, man. Huge shout out to power pole. I don't even know how we fished without them things, man, for all them years. I mean, it really allows you to get in where you need to be, put them down, and pick these areas apart efficiently without making too much noise. That's always been the hard part. If you had to use your trolling motor, you'd make so much noise in that area you wouldn't catch a thing. So I'm flipping around and I finally get to the juice, like the sweet spot on this spot where I've been getting most of my bites. And I power pull down and finally, about 20 minutes into the morning, I finally get my first bite. I flip it in there, boom, set the hook. And they all feel big at first because they got you in all that stuff. And he finally jumps up and comes out, and I throw him on the scale. He's a 1 pound, 10 ounce, exactly a scoreable. And I'm like, ooh, that's a small guy for right here where these big ones been sitting. So, all right, so I'm power pull down and I'm still picking these reeds apart. And I noticed one little clump of grass that's kind of drifted off to the right just a little bit. I hadn't really seen that clump before. I was like, oh, that's kind of new, but whatever. Winds changed direction, probably blew some more stuff around. So of course I gotta flip over there, right? So I make this long flip off to the right, which is kind of against the wind a little bit, but since I'm right there and I'm already power pulled down, I just go ahead and flip over there anyway. And sure enough, I flip in there, my bait goes down, and it's that super glue bite that I'm always talking about. When you go to lift it up, it's just crazy heavy. And I'm like, damn, that's weird. And then I set the hook and it just locks up, dude. And I'm like, oh, this is one of those big ones. And I'm holding the rod high and I'm just winching on it. And sure enough, I see that mouth. Every time I see that mouth, I know it's a good one. That mouth comes out and it's pretty good size and it's shaking like this. And I'm like, oh, it's a good fish. Bow flip it. Big one, dude. It's a 3 pound, 4 ounce. And I'm like, hell yeah, these are the ones we need. These are the difference makers right here. I'm talking about, baby. Yes, sir. I know they was living there. Trying to hide from me. Don't be trying to hide from me. It's a fat.
3 pounds, 4 ounces.
3, 4. Yes, sir. A chunk. That's what we need. We need 5 of them right there. I have to slide back over here. Slide back. On that. Throw him on the scale. Throw him off. Release him. Get back to it. Fish all through that zone again. Not catching much, man. So then I slide over to that wall that I was telling you guys about, and I get over there and I flip up on the point where the wall ends, and boom, I get bit. I catch a 115, power pull down, throw him back.
Pound 15 ounces.
115. Next flip, I throw in there, get bit, set the hook. Oh, it got me tangled up in the reeds. This one feels big. And I'm like, oh man, I got him. He comes up into the reeds, gets caught on the reeds, shakes his head, comes off. I'm like, crap, man, I need that sucker.
God dang! On a day like today when the conditions are not favorable,
I really needed that fish. Now, it wasn't a giant, but it was one of those high twos. It was a, you know, like a 2.9 or something like that, between there and maybe a 2.15. It was a good one. Really need that fish. It came off. I'm like, dang it. Get my Bandito bug in. I re-rig it. I flip right back out there on the same little point. Next flip, get bit again. Dunk. I'm like, oh crap. Set the hook. Another heavy one. I'm like, oh, this is a good fish. I get it out of the grass, out of the reeds. Boat flip it. It's a 2-pound, 7-ounce bass. A really good one. And I'm like, all right. Kind of made up for that one I just lost the pitch before. And I'm like, okay, this'll work, you know. We kind of getting the day going, starting to piece together that solid bag.
All right. 2 pounds, 7 ounces.
All right, solid. I hate losing them. If y'all don't notice that already. That's a solid one though. And so I fished through that whole area, and man, I just could not get any bites. And I'm like, I don't know what the deal is. Why can't I get a bite? Like, what's going on? I don't know. And so I'm kind of forced to make a decision. I need to run to another area, which is about 8 miles away. But it's gonna be risky. The run is, because that wind is pounding out of the south, out of the east, and I'm on that west side, and I need to make about an 8-mile run up the west side. And so I told my guys, I said, hey, look, hang on, it's gonna get sporty, but we got to get there, man. I got to give myself an opportunity to catch some fish, and we make this move, man, over to Agre, and I mean, I'm getting my brains beat out, and it is just not pleasant whatsoever. But we run over there, we finally get there, we're all soaking wet, it's miserable, it's about to start raining, and I slide into this little backwater where I had some bites in practice, and a lot of the bites that I was getting in practice were little, you know, but I knew fish lived in this zone. It's the whole thing, like they live here, so it's just a matter of getting those right bites. So we slide into there, and I start casting around, swim jig, and immediately start getting bites. Smaller ones. I think I catch 2 small ones right off the bat, boom, boom. And then I'm firing around that swim jig, and here comes a fish that blows up on it really close to the boat, and it looks to be a big fish. It's like, boosh, and he misses the swim jig, and I'm like, crap. And so I hurry up and reel that swim jig in, set my rod down, and this is a key moment and a key tip, guys. Always make sure you got a follow-up bait of some sort. In this case, I was throwing a Texas rig lunker log on a flipping stick with a small weight in front of it for a follow-up bait. And you guys also saw me use the wacky. You just need something that you can pitch back in there really quick while that bass is still right in that zone, and you have an opportunity to catch that fish. So he misses my swim jig. I pick my flipping stick up. I flip right in there. Bait don't even go to the bottom. He's already got it. And I'm like, oh, he got it. So I tighten up on it, make sure that he has it. Set the hook, got him. Comes up, I'm like, oh, it's a good one. Winch him in on that 20-pound fluoro, boat flip him. 3 pound, 0 ounces. Another really good fish. These are the ones that we need here on Championship Day. He wasn't gonna go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, that's why you got to keep a follow-up bait. You out here swim jigging in all this thick grass. Keep a lunker log, Texas rig. They'll come up a lot of times and blow up and miss it. But you can get right back in there.
3 pounds, 0 ounce.
3-0. It's a good one, baby. That's what we need right there. All right, relax. I'm gonna put you back, baby. I wanted to catch 5 fish over 3 pounds. That was my goal for Championship Sunday. So boom, we catch the 3-pounder. We got a couple of solid fish now in the boat. I continue in that zone, very shallow backwater, man, and I'm catching fish after fish after fish, but they're all 12 inches, 13 inches, 14 inches, and I'm just like, man, none of these are helping me. They're just small fish, so I'm scared to get back out in that big water, so I'm like, I'm gonna finish this out here in the second period, catch what I catch, and then in the third period, we're going back to our primary area and see how it's doing. And so I fish around in there, and finally I get a decent bite. You know, I throw that swim jig out once again, and every bite you see him eat it, so it's kind of exciting. And then I just see whoosh, and I'm like, oh, he got it. Wait until the rod loads up, set the hook. Feels pretty big. Fighting it, coming through the reeds, bow flip it, 2 pound, 2 ounce. Not a giant, but I needed that fish.
£2, 2 ounces, 2 pounds, 2 ounces. 2. All right. That's an upgrade anyway.
And so I take him off the hook, turn him loose. I think we're sitting around 13 pounds, maybe like 14 ounces, 15 ounces, something like that. Not a terrible bag, but not a bag that you're going to need to win or definitely move up that leaderboard. So I'm head down, and I'm looking for big ones at this point, man. And fishing around, nothing but these little guys. And I'm like, man, I need to get out of here. But before I leave, I'm like, I'm going to fish this one little back corner that I haven't fished yet, just because I haven't been in there. And so, you know, who knows what's swimming around in there. And I start making my way in there, firing around this swim jig. I'm alternating between 2 different swim jigs, a black and blue and a bluegill pattern. And it seems as the week progressed, the bluegill pattern was catching a lot more fish, but still the black and blue was catching those bigger ones. And so I'm throwing a black and blue at this particular moment. And sure enough, I'm coming through that shallow grass. And this one I just saw roll. I didn't really see him like blow up on it. He just rolled on it, and then my rod got heavy. And I'm like, oh, that's a bite. Set the hook, super heavy. And I'm like, maybe I'm all wrapped up in this grass, because every one of them been tangling me up. And so I'm like, maybe he's wrapped up in that grass. But then it breaks free, and it's just me and him, and he comes up and jumps. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a freaking big one. Get it to the side of the boat flip it, 3 pounds, 7 ounce. This is a big one, the biggest one I've caught yet today. I'm like super jacked up. I'm like, these are the ones right here. So now, unhook that big sucker, turn it loose. That was a great call. That brought us up to like 14 and some change.
Sir. That's how you want them to eat a swim jig. Like that right there, baby. Yes, sir. Oh. Yeah, you know it's right when you gotta get the pliers. Get your jig back. That's a solid catch. 3 pounds, 7 ounces. 3.7, yes sir.
All right, we're cooking with gas now, man. A couple more coals. We'll be over that 15-pound mark, and we'll hit that goal that I wanted to have today, over 15 pounds. Every fish over 3 pounds. We're working on it. We fished around in the second period there. No more bites. I'm like, yeah, we definitely need to get out of there. So, started the third period. I start making my way out of there, idled out of there, super shallow water. I got reeds all over my engine. It was crazy, but we got out of that backwater. We made a run back down to where we were and got out there in those super duper giant seas, and just made our way back to that original zone. Really putting that Ranger, that Z520 to work, man. I mean, just beating it as bad as you can beat it, but she handles that kind of stuff. So we get back to the area where we're going to end the day at. This is my primary areas where I've caught damn near every bass that I've weighed in this week. And, you know, I'm fishing around in there, and it's dead, man. I feel like I just beat this area down, you know. I flip through my main stretch, nothing. I go over to the wall, nothing. I had a couple sparse tule patches that were further back in that I caught a few earlier in the week. Nothing, dude. And I'm like, this ain't good, man. And at this point, I really have nowhere else to run. I pretty much ran everything that I have. But, you know, I'm running out of time, too. And something's like, you need to run through that juicy stretch one more time just to check. And I'm like, I'm going to do that. So I'll run through it. I power pull down. I'm piecing it. I'm picking it apart very strategically. And finally get another bite. And I'm like, dink, set the hook. It got me all wrapped up in the tulies. And I'm like, get out of there. Wrenching on it. I finally get it out of there. Good fish. I bow flip it, grab it, and I'm like, heck yeah, that's a solid one. Throw him on the scale. He's 2 pounds, 12 ounces. Solid one. A good call. I think I called a 2.2 with that, or a 2.7 at the time. Shot me up to 14 pounds, maybe 15 ounces or 14 ounces, which is a solid bag, man. Right at 15 pounds. And at this point, we pretty much ran out of time, man, and that was my day, you know. But we ended up 7th place, came up 2 places, started on 9th, ended up 7th. It was a good day. It's been a great week, man. The most important thing, we made Redcrest. You guys heard me talk about this all season long, but we were able to do that, and that really made me feel good, man. Back-to-back top 10s at St. Clair, and then come to Saginaw Bay, and top 10 again. Slide into that top 40 cut, and that will have me hanging out with you guys and you all and talking to you guys at Redcrest, man. So I'll see you guys. I'll check back in from Lay Lake, man. But before then, we got the 2024 season starting. I'll probably do a video about the schedule whenever that comes out, so you guys stay tuned for that. And that's a wrap, man. What a fun week it's been, man. I've had an absolute blast out here on Saginaw Bay. Strictly targeting largemouth in the grass, exactly how I love to fish.
Coming up next, he's going to finish in 7th. He had 14 pounds, 14 ounces today, 31 pounds, 9 ounces. Let's bring up Bill Lewis Fishing, none other than MDJ Mark Daniels Jr. Stop right there. Stop right there. This is what you did with your season starting last stage. You turned that whole thing around, qualified for Redcrest. Come on in here, big man. What a couple events that, man, changed the tide in a big, big way.
Man, it's been crazy, man. This season, you know, after the first 3 events, I was just backstage talking with Ott and Tom Faircloth about it. You know, I was second to last in points, man, and a lot of people don't realize what that does to the mental state while you're trying to do better, be better, and then move up that leaderboard. And it's been really, really difficult, but we got over to Gunnersville, I turned things around, I made the cut, and now was all I needed to kind of shift gears and get things moving in the right direction. Just a little bit of positive momentum to push me through the rest of the season, man, and then we've made every cut since then, and then of course back-to-back top 10s with last event at St. Clair and here at Saginaw Bay, man. It's been wonderful.
Lay me down with the 1-2 punch. You see, you had a good system going. We're cleaning up some that missed it, but man, talk about that 1-2 punch.
Yeah, so I target largemouth here. I was fishing very shallow, which is right at home. I grew up on the California Delta, which is a grass fishery, very similar to Saginaw Bay in that regard. And back home, we call them tulies. Some people call them pencil reeds. You know, you got all this different vernacular, but I'm used to calling them tulies. And I pretty much just threw a swim jig, black and blue, and then I had a brim color swim jig, and then also flipping a bandito bug, Guggen and blue baby, just mixing up the two, and I was cycling through a really small area, man. I weighed in all those fish the first 3 days exclusively off of one tiny spot, and then today I had to mix it up a little bit more, but the bait stayed the same.
And every time you pulled up, I'm like, please be there, please replenish.
Yeah, that spot gave me, I think, 2 or 3 4-pounders and like 7 or 8 over 3, man, over the course of 4 days. It's been one heck of a spot. I'm not even sure why they want to be right there. There's so much lush habitat. surrounding that area, but they love it right there, and I just had to keep circling back.
I gotta tell you, you gave yourself a chance to make the Redcrest, and he does it. Let's hear it for Mark Daniels Jr.
All right, folks, this is it, man. This is literally the end. The season, it's OV, man. It's been a very unique season.
It has been unique.
It has. It's been a trying season. It's been a great season. It's been a new season.
Yeah.
We all went to 5 fish. Thought everybody was going to be at the bottom of the map.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, some of us was at the bottom of the map.
You dang right, boy.
Fact.
It ended up being like, you have ups and downs, though. Like that, the biggest thing I feel like we learned this season is just like, you got to look at every tournament as its own.
Yeah.
And momentum is so important in this game.
Yes.
And if you get a little bit of confidence, get a little momentum, things can just happen.
Absolutely.
So here's my opinion on the low times. The low times are the learning times. Okay? So like, yeah, I mean, you learn when you win. That's fine.
Yeah.
You
But
don't as much, though.
You don't as much.
Yeah, you learn more when
So
you take
like
L's.
whether you're in any everyday life, not even tournaments, when you take an L in everyday life, you become more resilient.
Yep.
You learn more, and next time you know better and better and better. You know what I'm saying? So it was a
You
building.
see that scenario again, you're like,
Yes, you're like, oh,
that ain't
okay.
happening again.
Yep.
And guess what? It sets you up for success. So you're
100%.
Redcrest qualified.
We in that thing, baby. Join. I'm back with my boys, man. I finally brought myself around. So, Lake, here we come, man. Shout out to 2023, man. It's been crazy, but I enjoyed every single moment of it, man. The
Flew
highs
by.
and the lows. Flew by.
God dang.
Hey, me and DC live close to each other, so I will be seeing my boy frequently.
Oh, I have to see
we're
y'all.
gonna get you down, bro. You
Man,
gonna
I'm
have to
like,
come kick
oh,
it.
listen, y'all are like an hour away. I'm like 4 hours
That's
away.
what I'm
It ain't that
saying.
big
You
a
need to
deal.
come slide. Come.
You got to slide up. I got to slide
I'll
down.
slide up. We go slide down. Let's do a creek
I wanna go in
series.
your jet boat.
Let's hit the jet boat.
Hey,
Yeah.
we got to take that little Illuminati over there.
Illuminati, bro, run up the river.
And
knock
we
your-
got
knock
some.
your
We got
gear
some.
case off.
We got videos on videos on videos.
Yeah, we working, man. The off season, we don't have an off season.
There is
There
no
is no
off
off
season,
season.
buddy.
No, just like there ain't no off days.
Listen,
There
I
ain't no
actually,
off days.
I'll be honest with you. I truly believe this. Last year, or last couple of years, I have taken a break in fishing because I don't want to lose that momentum.
100%.
You say you haven't taken
I
a break?
have not.
Oh yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I keep that momentum, like in the off season, I'll fish the local dirt, all mess around.
It's very exhausting, though.
Dude, but it is, but like, you come back into the season,
Yes.
Ready to
and
roll.
you're still on you're on like, ready to rock.
You fresh.
Like, but you're still like confident that you're taking all of what you did last season into the next season.
Yes.
100%.
Like if you just go, I'm done August,
And pick up the shotgun.
and then pick up the shotgun again, and you go bow hunting,
Nah.
and then all of a sudden then you come to start back it up in January.
Yeah.
You just,
You gotta
I mean,
keep them
you
skills
got to start to
sharp.
walk in, then you got to run, you got, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
It's like,
absolutely. Yeah, that's fact.
so
Staying on the water is key.
that's a big deal for me. It has
Hey,
been the last couple
I'm
years.
gonna hold you accountable. You gotta come down and film one creek series.
Yes,
video
bro.
with us, bro.
You
Walk
gotta
this
come
creek
walk
with
the
us.
creek with us one time.
Don't bring
bro.
19 rods. Just bring one little spinner rod.
All you need
I
to
got
tie you on a little
J-Dub.
slim shake
learn from me, bro.
and call it good.
You cannot take more than one rod creek fishing.
Can
bro.
you not?
Listen, I
You do
tried.
not
it.
want to carry around top
Yeah,
waters
one
and
pole.
chatterbaits and rods.
One spinning pole. 12
See,
pound leader.
the key is actually probably like a backpack where you can have them like tied up, like you have a rod on your back and then you have a rod
Nah,
in
you
your
be
hand.
walking through some super sketchy stuff.
Hey, you ain't got to figure out no pattern here, baby.
Nah,
Baby.
Throw you a quarter ounce, little 8-ounce weight,
that's it.
and any kind of soft plastic you can think of, and they bite.
And you about to get duped.
There's always got to be a thing to the deal, man.
Hey.
Listen, there's always an advantage.
Here's the advantage: me
Yeah.
getting in front of you in front of that creek.
Facts. Hey,
That's the key.
you be
You
walking
gotta
faster
walk-
than
you
you.
gotta-
That's
I'm
the
walking
advantage,
faster.
bro.
You ain't gonna all outwalk me with
I'll let
Sebastian in front.
I'll
Hey,
let
that's
you
what I'm
wait.
saying.
I'll be
You're
like,
gonna get
I'll
out
be
there and
running
go.
through that 4 foot of water. Bah, bah, bah.
Yeah.
We'll get in a
You
line.
You gonna
I'll
have to
go
do that.
first. Mark goes
Every time you
second,
catch one,
and
then
then
you
we-
rotate back.
Okay.
Is that how it works?
100%.
No, that's how it's gonna work when we go.
Is that what you guys
Y'all
do?
fish
No,
catch
you
it
Hey,
we
you can stay in the
definitely-
back.
I'll stay in the front.
You stay in the very back.
No,
Man,
look,
I-
you
look,
take this L.
when you
Listen,
catch
I
one,
ain't
you
gonna take that out. No, I'm not.
when you catch
Man,
one, you go to
you
the
don't know
back,
current.
and then we
You
just
clean
keep
it.
rotating.
You don't know
yeah.
current.
Oh yeah, you don't know no key. Hey,
You don't
low
know
key,
current.
when I fish the creek, I feel like I know current hella good. And then I get out on the Coosa River and I be like, okay, so is that a shoal? I don't know.
You
No,
see that
no.
show?
And I'm over
Hey,
here
you see-
screaming.
Hey, you see that show?
I'm over here screaming.
Hey, you see that show? That is.
DC
That-
see shoals in
hey,
his sleep.
listen, that needs to be a shirt for you. Hey, yo, you see that
You see them
show?
shoals? You see that shoal?
You see that show?
Look at that show.
And literally every time BC rolls over Day River, he go, yo, you see,
You see that
show?
Hey, we'll go on and on, folks. Y'all know how we get down. But me and the boys, I just wanted to check in real quick. Close out this video, man. This is it, man. Final day, championship day, Saginaw Bay. Hey, we in that Redcrest. I'm super happy about that, man.
How you made it.
Hey, for surely, man. So, hey,
That's cool.
y'all know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all the goodies. Check my boys out. We'll catch y'all on some more videos. But it won't be with my boys necessarily unless we can get Jacob to come down and do the Creek Series with us.
I'm gonna be there.
I'm going to make Adrian fly down, too. Had a
We're
whole,
about to
had a
fly
whole
up.
crew.
You have to fly up.
Hey, we might need to hit some creeks in Jersey. That'd be fire.
Ooh.
All right, y'all. We
Try
gone.
not.